So, how would you like not one, not two, but 5 opportunities to receive £1,000 for your village church or community hall? Well, here's your chance. Hello everyone, I'm Johnny Thompson and welcome to the Village Halls podcast, sponsored by Allied Westminster, the UK's largest specialist provider of village hall insurance and the home of Village Guard. Okay, so you may recall that in January we told you how we wouldn't be doing the photo competition again this year, but that instead we'd be introducing an awards programme for village halls and other rural community buildings to recognise the incredible contribution you all make across a variety of different categories. Well, today, to explain more and to add a little more detail to this announcement, I'm joined by 2 great friends of the show, Gavin Mitchell, MD of our headline sponsors Allied Westminster, and Simon Bland, Chairman of Roresby Village Hall in Lincolnshire, and someone who is highly respected for his work in the social, community, voluntary and charitable sectors. Good day, gentlemen, and welcome back again to the Village Halls podcast.
Hi, Johnny. Good to speak to you again. Good to speak to you.
Thanks, Johnny. Gavin, good to be with you both.
So, what we'll be doing today is taking you through the 5 categories of what we're calling the Wonderful Villages Awards. But before that, let me offer Simon my condolences, as because of his involvement in developing and ultimately judging these new awards, Roresby Village Hall is now the one hall in the UK that won't be able to enter. So, sorry about that, Simon.
I'm sure we'll be able to take some of the lessons and some of the stories that are uncovered and use those. So I think we'll all be winners.
Yeah, brilliant. Great, Simon. And Gavin, your company, Allied Westminster, is once again being incredibly generous by putting up the prize money for the award. So what's the amount you're offering up as sponsors here?
So it's a total of £5,000. There'll be a prize of £1,000 being awarded to the relevant hall within each of the 5 categories that we're going to discuss. So it's a total of £5,000 this year.
Okay, well, fantastic. And thank you very much for that. And I imagine that's whet the appetite of a few listeners already. So I guess we'd better crack on and explain each category and what it is that we're looking for. So over to you, Gavin, if you don't mind first. And please tell us about the Wonderful Villages Unsung Hero or Heroes Award.
Indeed. Well, this category recognises an individual or group of individuals who have worked tirelessly to support their local community through their involvement with their local village church or community hall. This could mean service to the community over a long period of time or a recent delivery of an impactful initiative. Quite simply, we're looking for local heroes, singular or plural, who consistently go beyond the call of duty and who deserve recognition for their effort and dedication.
Fantastic. So that's that one person that you know locally who you admire and you just think they never stop. They're restless, they're relentless in helping their community.
Or a group of people, Johnny.
Yeah, of course, because there is often there's teams of people like that. Mm-hmm. Wonderful, brilliant. Thanks for that. Now, Simon, we also have the Wonderful Villages Innovation Award. So what's that one about?
Okay, thanks, Johnny. Well, whilst many halls and buildings started with a single purpose, a single focus, they might have been a reading room, a school hall, a sports pavilion, the reality is that they've been constantly evolving, seeking to be relevant and responsive to the needs of the community. And so what we'd like to try to uncover with this award is that element of innovation. Now, it could be from an educational project, an environmental project, a health project, food banks, community kitchens. Halls have played a part in community life in all of these ways. And I think we've seen over the last couple of years during the pandemic, them operate as hubs for medicine and food distribution. So we've got a constantly evolving story. And this category is about celebrating doing something different, doing something novel, It might be a new use of the space. It might be a new way of serving the community. It really is about uncovering what is new and what's exciting and what may well be useful for halls across the country.
Brilliant statement. Well, thank you very much for that. And our third category is one that, well, I feel is incredibly important. So I'm going to take this one, if you don't mind. And this is the Wonderful Villages Young Persons Award. Now, for me, getting the younger generation involved in village, church and community halls is not only essential, it also represents a really big challenge. And I worry, to be honest, that there's not enough continuity out there, and that the fantastic contribution that halls make to their communities could be lost in the future if we don't all do more to inspire young people to take up the reins and carry on with this great work. So this category is all about that word involvement. And really this could mean one of two things when it comes to someone winning this award. For example, it may recognise the participation or contribution of a young person or persons connected with your village hall, or it may highlight the efforts of your hall to attract and involve young people as trustees or providers of facilities or services to the local community. So if your hall involves or is actively doing something that seeks to involve young people, let's say up to the age of, 25 years old, this is the award for you. Now, I have just mentioned 25 there, but I really don't want us to get hung up on that. If you've got someone really inspirational who's 26, 27 or 28, we're not about to exclude them, okay? Look, I'm in my mid-50s, so young means, in your 30s to me. So it's the principle that counts here. We're looking for really what I would call as the next class, as the next generation taking things on. So young doesn't have to be any kind of strict definition as far as we're concerned. So anyway, that's that one. Next, Gavin, is the Wonderful Villages Project of the Year Award.
Yes, indeed, the Project of the Year. And this is another broad category, and it applies to almost any project your local village church or community hall is delivering to support your community. Now, this could range from rebuilding or upgrading your facilities to an initiative to develop a community business or, for example, to tackle loneliness and isolation. And here we're looking for evidence of hard work, commitment and success, or progress in achieving your project's objectives. Now, I know that we've heard so many examples throughout last year, Johnny, on the Village Halls podcast. There's terrific examples in there. So in many ways, it is indeed a broad category. I think as time will tell, as the applications come in.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes in for that one, to be honest with you, Gavin, because of some great stuff. And the final category, Simon, which is a little different to the others, isn't it? Tell me all about what we're calling the Wonderful Villages Inspirational Story Award.
Thanks, Johnny. Yes, I mean, this one really, I guess, does do what it says on the tin. I think we all understand the power of an inspirational story. And I think because of this, it's quite difficult to be specific on this, because this may well be an event. It might be a person or a character, or it might be the story of how the hall came into being. I think it really is that opportunity to move beyond the photograph and into the narrative of a community and the importance of a hall. So there is no time limit on this. There is no specified sense that it has to have occurred recently. This is about sparking that interest, giving us that inspiration, and allowing us to share and support stories across the country that really will, I hope, tug on our heartstrings, give us that sense that we can achieve something outstanding, and just embrace the inspiration of rural living.
Yeah, it's interesting, this one. I think if you're still kind of a little bit uncertain about this and you're looking for inspiration of what this award is about, you could always go back and listen to some of our previous episodes. In season 1, episode 6, we talked to Jane Crofts, for example, about Wellow Church schoolroom and how she and her sister kind of worked together despite the fact that she was remotely located in Germany, for example. And later on in the year, Steve Barnes talked to us about how there'd been an incredible community spirit that kept the villagers of Down going during the worst times of the pandemic. And characters from Emery Down. I remember, we were told about a snake catcher there, and Bubbin Hall as well, with the old major who'd survived the Japanese prisoner of war camp. There's so much material out there connected to village halls that just make for fascinating stories, and these are the kind of stories and the personalities and so on that we're wanting to hear about.
Without a doubt, and obviously unable to enter the story of the time the elephants came to Rorsby. We'll have to wait for another opportunity. But it is about adding that colour, that character, and as I say, that inspiration.
Brilliant, Simon. You've got me fascinated with the elephants now, so we're going to leave you.
I thought the only elephant was in the room was you not being able to enter. So there we go.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to leave Simon out next year just to give him the chance to enter this category and tell us all about the elephants. Brilliant. Great, Simon and Gavin. Thanks for that. And so I guess all that's left to do now is to just explain what to do next if you're interested in entering these awards. You'll need to get your entry in by around the end of October, so plenty of time there. But at the same time, don't delay, as we all know how quickly time can pass. Full details are on our website at thevillagehallspodcast.com right now, along with some guidelines for entering and those all-important entry forms, of course. One thing, we're asking you to limit your entry to 600 words at the most initially, but we may well get back to you for more details. So please make sure you give us those all-important contact details, and we may even ask you to come on the show and tell us more. If we do ask you to come on, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, by the way, but it does mean you're probably in with a good shout. That's all I'm saying. Remember, one of the big reasons this podcast exists is so that we can share ideas and things that work, so that other halls can replicate all of the good stuff in their community. So I hope you'll support us with this, whether you're a winner or not. So there you have it. That's the wonderful Villagers Awards for 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited to start seeing all those entries.
Very much so. I think it's going to be great. There's going to be some really interesting stuff coming through, I'm sure of it.
I just can't wait to see what people can share with us and what we can share then to the wider Hall community.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
I'm really looking forward to hearing about them and also being given the opportunity to tell everybody about them as well. Brilliant. Well, thanks, Simon and Gavin, for coming on again.
My pleasure.
We'll be bringing you updates on the awards every now and then, so keep listening. And we'll be inviting a few more people to help us with the judging of the awards too. So watch out for some further announcements. But yeah, thanks guys for coming on, and also thanks for your time and commitment.
No, thank you, Johnny. Thanks, Gavin.
Yeah, thank you, Simon.
And many thanks, of course, to our headline sponsor and specialist insurance provider, Allied Westminster, for making our podcast possible, and whose services you can discover more about at villageguard.com. And to online booking system provider Hallmaster, who also sponsor our podcast and can be found at hallmaster.co.uk. You've been listening to the Village Halls podcast, a unique listening community for Britain's village, church and community halls, and anyone interested in the vital community services they provide. We'll be back again soon with another episode. So if you haven't already, please visit thevillagehallspodcast.com to subscribe, sign up for updates, link through to our social media pages, and to find out more. But until the next time, goodbye for now.